playground. Tables with covered areas and lots of shaded trees. Lake. Marshy area. Big grassy meadow. Up there's a little, oh, here's some views of the houses, palm trees over here in the parking lot. Houses on the hill. Nice rolling hills in the meadow. Some geese talking. There's the lake again. Airplane. Baseball backstop. Big grassy meadow. Another airplane. Views of the houses in the hill with the yellow mustard seeds. There's the nice meadow again. A lot of covered tables over there. Houses on the hill. Over there. Pretty hills. Houses on the hill.
I think this is a stock that's had a big run, and I think it's a crowded space. All right, interesting. So Dave is cornering the footwear market here.
There's the lake. Once again, pretty big meadow, nice trees, grass, and all those picnic tables covered, looking over the grass. Covered picnic tables, the meadow, rolling hills, a motorhome park way back there on that hill, view of the airplanes. Palm trees. Lots of picnic tables. Canadian geese. Bridges to walk over here. Bridges. The houses on the hill there.
I don't know how much time we have to really get into it, but the long and the short of it is I do not see this drug as a solution in any way, shape, or form. And I think Gilmore put it best. It's like a mail order bride. You know, all your friends are going to be really jealous for a year.
Oh, this is the area right by the property. Look at the street. And there is the property. This is on Walnut. Eucalyptus trees. Mature trees. Bedrock for Sturdy foundation. This is the surrounding area. I see some houses up here. The neighbors. Hear the birds. This is the hill right next to the property, across the street. Pretty yellow wildflowers. This is the neighbor's yard. Well manicured. Artistic. And there's the property. You can see the eucalyptus trees and some other oak trees, maybe. Pretty view from up here, the neighbor area. Kind of looks like Fallbrook. Neighbor house up there. Acres, I think 2.05 acres. Neighbor area. Okay. Like this. Now this is one of the neighbor houses. Not the very closest neighbor, because this gate and nice already formed driveway belong to the neighbor. Cannot use this gate or this driveway, unfortunately. And here's the property. The airplane taking off. Hello. From the property, looking at the hills.
We've had some hot inflation data. I mean, are we ready to use the S word?
And here's the flat area.
Or not yet?
See the hills by the airport and by the motorhome park. The trees that can be removed if replaced. The shed and everything on it needs to be removed by us. A big boulder. Neighbor's house on the hill. Some views of the lake out there. It looks bigger from here than it does on the video. To see if those trees could be removed over there. I think so, because I think they're mostly on the property, right? Where it goes up the hill. I'm not sure if they could all be removed. Shed needs to be taken out. This is the cliff here. It slopes down kind of steeply. So we'd have to be about 20 feet, 5 feet back. 20 feet maybe, I don't know, back from this. It's a view of the motorhome park over there on the hill. See a couple white motorhomes? There they are. It's a view of this neighbor house that kind of looks like it belongs in Italy or Tuscany. It's a nice view of those houses. Nice view of the hillside with the yellow flowers. Big boulder is kind of an artistic feature, really. Not too much traffic on that street. There's an airplane. So we are on the property, and this is a nice view of the lake right there, with the ridge of trees and the green hillsides. Gently rolling hills. There's an airplane. Size. Stuff to remove. Pretty boulder feature. Nice. Outside. Flat area. It's about the property line at the top of this. Once again, we do see the lake. Imagine from the second story of the house. I think the property starts around here. You see the little road path starts to slope here. So I know we can remove those trees. Probably not those that are up on the first flat area, but we could remove these that are blocking the view of the lake, and we can split it into 2 lots. And then there's the motorhome park over here. Greenery. Tiny bit of bracket field over there. You can see the flat area. The property line seems to be by this tree, which is by the little tree. Put a circular driveway along the rock, around the rock boulder, and an open area for parking, like more cement for parking near. And I'm thinking kind of a longer, narrow house. Have to set back from the edge of the embankment. There's the lake. And if we divide it into 2 parcels, it has to be 1 acre each. I would hope to divide it right where the, right around where the embankment goes down, even a little bit in from that. We need a setback from the embankment. So I'm thinking kind of a view of the hills and the motorhome park. So the driveway would be here, and then maybe the house could driveway around the rock, circular, you know. And if we wanted the driveway to extend to the other parcel that we could create subdivided, the easement little driveway road could run along the edge of the property there near the road down to the other one. other property. So I'm thinking house kind of around here. The driveway would sort of be ending just around this area, the circular driveway around the boulder. So the house would have to set back 25 feet from the road, which is right over that little cliff there. A longer, narrow house. Can remove all of these trees, all of those trees, for a better view of the lake. Shed, so there is some flat land. This is all super flat land around here. So there's the boulder, the driveway, circular driveway around the boulder would end, and any of this in the center here could be the house. 2 stories allowed. Stay back from the edge of the cliff over there a bit, but it could go pretty far, close to those trees we see out there. 2-story. The footprint wouldn't have to be that big of the house. And I think the house, maybe part of it could extend to close to where the shed is. Or maybe the house could go closer to the boulder and we don't need a circular driveway around the boulder, but just the driveway comes along the street side of the boulder and then opens up, or doesn't even have to open, it could be more of a long, narrow cement area for parking, for parties, people park, or just kind of make more cement parking by the edge there, if that's allowed. I have to ask that. I think so. So all of this open area for the house. It's pretty to see the trees blowing in the wind and breeze, and hear the birds, and there's a hawk or an eagle up there. Nice to hear the sound of the wind, a breeze going through the trees. And they said the fire department will require that the brush gets cut back, but some people and the neighbors, they plant gazanias or bring in rocks, decorative things, so you don't want the fire department to have to come and trim it because they're going to charge a lot, so you have to have the gardener trim any area or landscape it in a way that won't create weeds like gazanias or some low-lying shrub thing like that. So I think all of this could be built on. This is that little path that leads down. It gets a little steep over there. It leads down to the lower part of the lot. But I'm thinking if we subdivide that off, then later on we can build another house, into the rock or into the cliff. But all of this up here, it does kind of go up right here. But the part that is up would be good for the house, and all those trees could be removed as long as we replace each one with a different tree. But, nice view of the hillside here, a lot of nature. The yellow flowers, and we can leave these beautiful eucalyptus trees that are not in the way. So all of this area could be the house. Views of the hill there, and I'm sure on the second floor, pretty good views of the lake. It's not really showing up well on the video here. Such a cloudy day today, too bad. And the neighbor's property is pretty to look at. I see palm trees out there. Here's our landmarks. We have the boulder and the shed. And This eucalyptus tree here by the shed could be removed. There's the lake way out there, the green hills, and this is where it gets really steep and goes to the ground. But as long as we stayed back from the edge, forget how many feet for the house, we could build in this area here where the shed is. Once that's out, maybe a little part of the house could go sort of from the shed to the boulder. It could be kind of part of the house, although the cliff there is a little bit more in, so we might not be able to build too close to the shed, maybe more on the far right or sort of east side of the, or north side of the shed. But a little bit until the boulder, some little piece of the house could stick out, and then be kind of long and narrow and go close to the boulder, but coming out kind of towards that junk pile over there. So the house could come up to the boulder, kind of, just as long as it leaves a little area of cement driveway for parking. But then the house could be in most of this land that you see there. It's completely flat. I'll leave those trees, a pretty view of those houses, and then here is the edge where the cliff goes down, so we have to stay so far away from the cliff. You can see the lower part of the property down there, so how it's just going down the cliff. But houses can be built sort of into the cliff eventually if you subdivide it off. And maybe Lucy will build a retaining wall and then make another house down there with another ADU. Technically, if it was subdivided, I think you could do two main houses, 2 ADUs, and 2 junior ADUs. So all of this land to build on. We'd have to remove the junk. Oh, it's getting sunny, yay! Although we do have to stay back from this cliff that goes down here. You see, there is some flat land out there that a house could be built in the corner there if it was subdivided, you know, set back from the street, what, 20-25 feet, my goodness. But 2-story that would go into the embankment here. Just have to put that retaining wall. But maybe someday we'll see the park, see the lake. Without these trees, we'd really see it quite a bit better. Supposedly, this is the last lot that can be subdivided, but we need to subdivide it before some other person on the track subdivides theirs. Because if we don't do that, we can't ever subdivide, as they only are allowing one more subdivision. So we gotta act before the other person. Lower land down there, trees. So yeah, there is a little trail there. It's only steep in one area, but it is quite steep in that one area. Okay. Nice view of the neighbors' European, Italian-looking houses up there. The house could have a little view of that. I don't think we'd see any mountains with snow from here. But some beautiful hills and some beautiful water at the lake, especially if the trees weren't there. So as you can see up the hill there, the property starts not at, see where it starts to slope down in that little road thing, little gravel area. The neighbor still owns a little bit, you know, we don't own all the way up to the top of that little gravelly area. See, not quite up to the top, maybe about he's just guessing, you know, maybe 5 or 6 feet down the slope, something like that. Okay, so here we are again. This is sort of the edge that we'd have to stay back from. But from the edge where we are, you can see there should be plenty of room for a 2-story house with some nice views and a good location. So we'd be staying back so many feet from the edge here, maybe, I don't know, 10 or 20 feet if there's no retaining wall. And then we have to stay back from the edge on the road there. But in the center here, there could be a 2-story house. And it is, I would say, pretty darn flat in general on this area where the house would be built. And there's that road, the little dirt path that the other owner had cut out. Let's see here. Be careful right now. Okay. You see, it goes down and then it's a little bit steep, but that would be something for later. Embankment here. This is the street. The street. Oh, there's the neighbor. Okay. Does seem like quite a bit of flat land, and we might want to use most of this land for the house instead of the driveway. Maybe more of the driveway area would be on this side. I'm not exactly so keen if I'm so keen on a garage after my experience with garages. So just having open area for the cars, maybe in here where it gets narrow by the boulder. Let's see how the driveway comes down, and then maybe any of this area to the west of the boulder could be just open cement for the or south of the boulder, sort of west of the shed. There's the shed, west of the shed. Just could open up to be parking, or just a cement area for the driveway, and maybe you could do a garage someday if we wanted, but really right now I just see an open area for cement for cars to park. We'd have to grade this so it's not so steep, but it's if it was cut down, that dirt in the middle, get rid of that, it wouldn't be so steep. There's a nice lake. From the second story especially it'd be good, but even from the first story, in real life you see it better. You see it on the phone here. So yeah, this is the driveway. See, from the boulder it does go up a bit, but it could be graded just a little bit better for a little bit smoother path, but I would say it's already not that steep. And smoothed out a little bit. To the gate. You can use the gate. There's an easement, about 30 feet. Make this easy for the car and the stroller. So maybe we can talk to the neighbors about making it an electric gate or something that just opens with a clicker. We don't have to physically open it all the time. Pretty view out of here of the neighbor's place. Go in the gate here. I see. Oh, that's one of the big planes from Ontario. So would be hugging this side over here. The neighbor owns the rest, so maybe a 10-foot driveway.
Maybe a problem here to take them down.
But just for the water meter.
But it could be for the water meter.
Yeah.
Big spot.
The olive tree area
But
would be for the water
if this is
meter.
something that I don't know. I mean, we'd have to really confirm it. I mean,
Right.
if it is in fact olive protected.
Yeah.
But if
Well, maybe it's not olive. Now that I got a little closer, it doesn't really
it
look
probably
like
doesn't look
olive.
like it.
Yeah, it's not
so
quite
if
dark
they're not
enough.
olive, then these can be taken down, and this area actually here could be a spot for you to enter.
Entry, yeah. But if I wanted to enter the other way with the easement, could this be just for the water meter?
You could create other entry points here for like water, utility, or whatever the case
Right,
may
but
be.
to make the water entry, do they need? What do they need for that? Like, do you just drill a pipe through
Well, they would be
there, or
digging
like,
from the other side coming down here, so they would have to break dirt.
so they
to
would
run the line
they would
in.
dig like a big trench in
There'd
here.
be a trench to run the line into the
and
the
then would they cover it up after?
Yeah, then you just bury it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but you just want to get the line in.
Yeah.
You'd rather have the line going in a shorter run.
Right.
For that. But then again, think about it. You got a meter probably out here. And look where the house is over there.
But I mean, we see rock on both sides. So how? Like my friend, when she was walking with me,
Well, they would have to open up more space here and then create a spot for you to put the meter in.
But she thought that there was rock under where it just looks like dirt. You know, that maybe this is just kind of like a landslide of dirt that came down.
No, because if you look at where the wall comes in, you see this, and it continues there. So this would have been the spot, right? But you got two trees here, so it almost seems like this was taken out a while ago.
Oh.
And they planted trees here.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you plant the trees mostly as more of retention for it to absorb water.
Yeah.
Right? But if you look at, otherwise, if these trees weren't here, this would continue. If you go all the way down to the driveway, this whole side should be a wall of rock.
Right, and somehow somebody maybe
but this
opened
is
it.
something they opened and they created this. So I don't think that this, I mean, it's probably going to have some rock, but at least it's been dropped down.
And if we do need to get through this rock for the water meter, it wouldn't be like, you know, making a whole entry for a driveway. It would just be
I think
a narrow
trench.
trench.
It would probably be a trench to get the line in.
Yeah, kind of narrow.
Yeah.
No dynamite, you don't think?
I don't think you need dynamite for this
Just
sort of
just drill it.
This is drilled.
Okay.
Yeah, this could be all drilled
Great,
in.
and then the water would be closer to the house,
It would
so
be
that's
closer to the
good.
house. I mean, obviously, they probably have a meter out here for this home, and it runs all the way to that home way up there.
So really close to that stop sign thing is where they have this opening for the water trench. They'd put the water meter kind of right down here by the road.
They would put it down here, run it from
And then
wherever they have a line.
Yeah, it would be close to the house, which is better. So with this gate, it could be removed totally and just drive in, not having to open it, and then make a fence 25 feet back from the road and this gate, which would be around where we're standing now, and that fence would separate my quote-unquote property from the neighbor's property, which is just my easement. A fence that would go 25 feet away from the road, back a little bit, and I would put my own gate over here somewhere, so Amazon could drop off the big boxes onto my easement, right near the current gate, but on my easement there. And then I would, since I'm removing the current gate that's there that the owner didn't even put in himself, I'm going to pay for a new gate for the neighbor from my fence that's about where I am now, so that the neighbor has his place, protected too. So that way, this open area here could be where Amazon gives the delivery, and then puts the boxes down on my easement, and I would have my gate. I could even leave my gate open or just have my gate right there. Let's say it's unlocked, you can put it in. Okay. And if anything, I have a 51% right to remove the gate if the current owner doesn't want to, because I need the right of way to make the easement, whereas the owner might have the other neighbor might have a 49%. So hopefully they'll let me do that. So here's one more lay of the land. I'm not on my property yet. The driveway and the easement would be over there from the gate along this area. And my property starts down this little dirt gravel path approximately halfway down. And it's still flat right here. So we're thinking maybe it starts, need the surveyor to confirm it, but maybe it starts around here or so, which means I can remove the big eucalyptus tree to the left there. See the motorhome park. And you kind of get a little lay of the land, all the flat area that goes. Actually, if that shed was removed, part of the house might even be able to come out here, although that might be good for parking too. Just depends. Although if we could keep the parking on that side over there, it's better. Oh, there is a mountain way out there. See it? See a little bit of a mountain. So those are the houses. Pretty to look at. The big hill with the flowers on them. Nice sky. Okay. Okay, so we can shave off the top of this little hill here, grade it, because our property's lower and the entrance is lower, so we don't want to have to take the wheelchair and the stroller up the hill and down the hill, so shave it off. But we'd probably have to put a little bit of a retaining wall on this neighbor's side over here, because I don't know exactly why. Okay, so a little retaining wall, but no retaining wall on the street side, probably.
I wouldn't know. I don't know what's behind there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Where the bedrock kind of goes down.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's behind there, so I don't know what you would need.
Okay, but it would be great if we could shave off the top of this hill. It'd be more or less sort of flat between the entrance and, say, the boulder area